Why do so many people admire the story of Maximus Decimus Meridius? The year is 180 AD. The Roman Empire, vast and powerful, stretches from the windswept moors of Britannia to the sun-drenched sands of Egypt. It is an era of both grandeur and turmoil, where the might of Rome is constantly tested by the relentless forces at its borders. The place, the Germanic frontier, a land of dense forests and untamed wilderness, where the Roman legions face fierce resistance from the barbarian tribes. The legions of Rome clash with barbarian hordes near the Roman fort of Vindobona. The battle is brutal, a test of strength and strategy as the disciplined Roman soldiers confront the ferocity of the Germanic warriors. Leading the Roman army is General Maximus Decimus Meridius, a seasoned warrior and a loyal servant of Rome. The battle is fierce. Maximus, with his unwavering resolve and tactical brilliance, stands as a beacon of hope for his men. The air is thick with the clang of steel and the screams of dying men. The ground is stained with the blood of both Romans and barbarians, a testament to the ferocity of the conflict. But Maximus fights with the fury of a lion. His every move is calculated, his every strike deadly. He is a force of nature driven by a sense of duty and honor. He rallies his troops and leads them to a hard-fought victory, crushing the Germanic rebellion. The soldiers, inspired by his leadership, fight with renewed vigor, pushing back the enemy forces. Exhausted but triumphant, Maximus yearns for home. The weight of countless battles and the loss of comrades weigh heavily on his heart. He dreams of his loving wife and son, of the warm embrace of his family villa. The thought of their smiles and the simple joys of home give him the strength to carry on. He longs to trade the battlefield for the tranquility of his farm, to feel the earth beneath his hands instead of the cold steel of his sword. The life of a soldier is one of sacrifice, and Maximus has given more than his share. He has served Rome faithfully, and now he wishes for nothing more than to live out his days in peace. The dream of a quiet life, far from the chaos of war, is what sustains him. Little does he know, fate has other plans for him. The winds of change are blowing, and the future holds challenges he cannot yet foresee. The Roman world, under the rule of the aging Emperor Marcus Aurelius, is on the brink of chaos. Political intrigue and the ambitions of powerful men threaten to unravel the fabric of the empire, and Maximus is about to be thrown into the very heart of it. His journey is far from over, and the trials that await will test his strength, his loyalty, and his very soul. Marcus Aurelius, weary of rule and the burdens of leadership, finds himself at a crossroads. Disillusioned by his son Commodus's character and fearing for the future of Rome, he summons Maximus, his most trusted general. The emperor sees in Maximus the virtues of a true Roman, a man of honor, integrity, and unwavering loyalty. He confides in Maximus his deepest desire to restore the Roman Republic, to relinquish his imperial power. Marcus Aurelius dreams of returning Rome to the hands of the Senate and the people, believing this is the only way to save the empire. He is convinced that this is the only way to save Rome from itself, from the corruption and decay that eat away at its core. The emperor's vision is clear: a Rome free from the clutches of tyranny, a Rome reborn in the spirit of the Republic. Maximus is deeply honored by the emperor's trust, but also burdened by the monumental task ahead. He is a soldier, not a politician, and the weight of this responsibility weighs heavily on his shoulders. Maximus understands the battlefield, the language of swords and shields, but the labyrinthine world of Roman politics is alien to him. The whispers, the betrayals, the intricate dance of power within the Senate are all foreign to his experience. Yet, despite his reservations, he cannot refuse the emperor's request. The bond of loyalty and duty compels him to accept. Maximus nods in agreement, swearing an oath to see the emperor's wishes carried out, no matter the cost. He pledges his allegiance, unaware that this vow will set him on a collision course with destiny, a path paved with betrayal, suffering, and ultimately, redemption. The journey ahead is fraught with peril, but Maximus is resolute. He will face unimaginable challenges, but his unwavering spirit and dedication to Rome will guide him through the darkness. Commodus, learning of his father's intentions, is consumed by a venomous rage. The news of Marcus Aurelius's plans to pass the throne to Maximus, a mere general rather than his own flesh and blood, ignites a firestorm of fury within him. He believes the throne is rightfully his birthright. The very thought of being overlooked for a man he considers beneath him is unbearable. Commodus's mind becomes a cauldron of seething resentment and wounded pride. Blinded by ambition and fueled by jealousy, he confronts his father. The confrontation is intense, filled with accusations and denials, each word dripping with venom. Commodus's desperation to prove his worth and claim his destiny drives him to the edge. In a fit of madness, driven by the whispers of power and paranoia, Commodus murders Marcus Aurelius, crushing his father's throat in a desperate bid to secure his claim to the throne. The act is brutal, a testament to the depths of his ambition and the darkness within his soul. Commodus, now a usurper, fears Maximus. The general's loyalty to Marcus Aurelius and his popularity among the troops make him a formidable threat. Commodus's paranoia grows, feeding his need to eliminate any potential rivals. He knows the general commands the respect of the army and the people. Maximus's charisma and leadership have earned him the unwavering loyalty of his men, a loyalty that Commodus can never hope to match. He orders Maximus's execution, along with the deaths of his wife and son. The order is given with cold precision, a calculated move to erase any trace of opposition and secure his tenuous grip on power. Maximus, however, manages to escape the assassins sent for him, but not before they inflict a grievous wound. Bleeding and in pain, he uses every ounce of his strength and cunning to evade capture. He races back to his villa, his heart pounding with a dreadful premonition. The journey is a blur of agony and fear, each step fueled by the hope that he might still save his family. Arriving at his home, he is greeted by the smouldering ruins of his life, the air thick with the stench of death. The sight is a nightmare come to life, a devastating confirmation of his worst fears. He finds his wife and son crucified, their bodies ravaged by the cruelty of Commodus's men. The horror of their fate sears into his soul, a wound deeper than any inflicted by the assassins. Maximus's world is shattered, leaving him with nothing but a burning desire for vengeance. Overcome with grief and fueled by a burning desire for vengeance, Maximus collapses. He is found by slavers, who see potential in his powerful physique. They drag him to the dusty, sun-baked province of Zucabar, where he is sold to Proximo, a gruff but fair-minded lanista, a trainer of gladiators. Maximus, stripped of his identity and consumed by despair, initially resists his fate. He soon learns that the only way to survive this brutal world is to fight. He embraces the brutal art of gladiatorial combat, his skills honed through countless hours of grueling training and bloody confrontations in the dusty arenas of provincial towns. Despite the dehumanizing conditions, Maximus clings to the memory of his family and the hope of vengeance against the man who took everything from him. He rises through the ranks, his name whispered with a mix of fear and admiration. Maximus the Spaniard, the undefeated gladiator, a man who fights with the fury of a demon possessed. Maximus's prowess in the arena cannot be ignored. His victories become legend, his name reaching the far corners of the Roman Empire. Even Commodus, obsessed with gladiatorial combat, hears tales of this enigmatic Spaniard. Intrigued, he arranges for Proximo and his gladiators to perform in Rome, hoping to witness this legendary fighter firsthand. Maximus sees this as his chance, his opportunity to finally confront the man who destroyed his life. He quickly becomes a favorite of the Roman crowds, his skill and ferocity unmatched. Each victory brings him closer to Commodus, each roar of the crowd fueling his burning desire for vengeance. He uses his growing fame to rally the people, reminding them of their forgotten strength and Rome's lost ideals. The name Maximus, once whispered in the dusty back alleys of Zucabar, now echoes through the streets of Rome, a symbol of hope for the oppressed, a beacon of defiance against Commodus's tyranny.